What's going on, y'all? Grind to Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video. And today's video was talking about the migrant crisis, which is pretty much been plaguing all quote-unquote first world countries around the world. And the reason that we're talking about it today is because Andrew Tate and his brother are giving their take on it, which I thought was actually kind of funny. And we're going to see whether we agree with them or not. I don't really understand what the power play is here with the whole migrant crisis. Why are we doing this? What's the end game? How do we win? It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And we're going to go ahead and see what these guys have to say. Let's check it out.
So when you have something like immigration, what it basically is the super rich people saying, I need more brokey time and energy. But the brokies, the native brokies, want too much money for their time and energy, or they want health care, or they want work standards,
pensions,
or they want pensions. No, I need pure slavery. I need slaves. So government, we would like you, using their money, we're going to give you lots of money to let in lots of immigrants so that the brokey bubble inflates with super brokies.
Super brokies, right?
So how do you guys feel about that particular theory right there? Do you guys think it's true? I've heard a few people say that right there because a lot of immigrants will come over here and do some silly little jobs for $5 an hour, $10 an hour, get paid under the table, and then act like they're working hard because you're cutting 6 yards in a day and you're only getting $80 for the day or something like that. So you say you work hard. Well, yeah, you worked hard, but it wasn't smart. And that's basically what they're saying. The whole power play is here with getting the immigrants here. And I'm wondering, I used to think, oh yeah, man, maybe they're trying to gear up, bolster our number for wars and stuff like that. But if they're gonna just give them citizenship without having to work for it, then there's not any really point in going to war as an illegal immigrant. So I don't really know what the power play is. I mean, that could be the only reason, but it's crazy that the United States would really go above and beyond just for a few big corporations versus the people, which we already see them constantly neglecting us, black, all the other different places around the world. I mean, around the states, rather, they're neglecting different white states as well that have been through these different natural disasters, and it's pretty shocking to see, unfortunately. But let's get it.
Shall I draw one?
Yeah.
How racist can I make this drawing?
As racist as possible, please.
Nice, sure.
Super brokies, so that we can get the super brokies to do what we want, so I can get further up the rich scale. That's effectively what's happening. Now, when they bring in the super brokies, this is very bad for the brokies because the brokies now are less valuable. Their time is worth less. Their wages go down. Plus, they have to live amongst the super brokies. But the rich people don't care about that because the rich people don't live anywhere near the super brokies. The rich people live separate. So the rich people are asking the government to bring in all these immigrants so that they can get richer. The poor can end up poorer, and the poor areas become terrible, and the rich places stay fine.
It actually is pretty interesting when you think about it. Like, there's not any illegals in any of these quote-unquote rich neighborhoods or areas, but they're all in, poor areas, maybe middle-class areas. And that is doesn't make any sense to me because if, we're talking about which the government has been saying lately, yeah, everybody needs to deal with it and hold down the burden and shelter some of these immigrants and all this kind of stuff, bro. Like, why aren't you guys putting them in the rich areas? That's weird. So maybe it is a big play for the rich. Like a few guys have said during my live shows and stuff like that, they've said, basically the United States is trying to make it where, it's a dystopia for everybody. There's not anything but a super poor class and then a rich class. They're trying to basically make it like Elysium, which sounds horrible.
What's actually interesting is the brokey bubble is expanding in real time because they're inflating the currency because the government also has a secret deal with these super rich people here. We'll put a star here and a star here. And that deal is to print unlimited money so anyone who owns assets gets to get richer than ever before. So this is happening, which is also expanding the brokey bubble. And now we're at the point where they're actually starting to take the middle class and the people who used to be a little bit rich, and they're getting added to the brokey bubble. So the brokey bubble is now expanding out, and the kind of rich people are now becoming broke because having $3 or $4 million used to make you rich. Now it makes you a fucking peasant. It means nothing. And before you know it, you're living amongst this guy with a knife.
So what do you guys think about what was discussed right here in this little small video, man? Do you guys think Andrew Tate was right, or do you guys think that Andrew Tate, as in typical Andrew Tate fashion, was speaking hogwash? and just trying to be entertaining. I would say that there might be a little truth to what he's saying. I'm not exactly sure what the power play is, like I said earlier, with the government as far as bringing all these people in. What are they trying to do? Well, Joe Biden, he kind of stated it basically in a way before he started his presidency, which we shouldn't have elected him, when he was talking about we're going to bring in a bunch of Latinos because who's going to run the world? He basically said black people were dumb, but black people are just so stupid that we're not really reading between the lines. He said, the country's going to go to shit, and who's going to run the country? I mean, there's plenty of black people here. There's plenty of white. Well, there's plenty of white people here too. But you're basically saying that you're definitely saying black people are inadequate, obviously. But you're saying due to the low numbers that white people won't be around to do any numbers. So that's just one reason why I think that they're bringing them in. I also do think that they're bringing them in for cheap labor. I would say that they're bringing them in for the war, but like I said earlier, they're giving them citizenship. So what's the point of going to war if you're already a citizenship? What you came to fought for has no point in fighting for anymore. You're a citizen, unless they're like, we're gonna dangle this in front of your head, and you better go fight for us, or else you're going back home. I don't know. What do you guys think there, man? It's crazy. Also, what do you guys think is going to be the key to get the government to basically get on board with what the Americans want? Like, because I'm pretty sure for the most part, Americans don't want illegal immigration. So low-key, the United States is kind of a dictatorship. So what do you guys think is the key to that? Do you think that Donald Trump really would do anything about it? Do you guys think that any of these politicians are really trying to do anything about it? I think that to a degree, I mean, there's only really one way to get the message across to these type of people, man. I'd hate to say it, and I'm not saying that we should do it, but I would just say that, it'd have to be some physical straightening out here in order for something to happen that would, some order to take place. It'd have to be some chaos for order to take place, unfortunately. That's all my thoughts. Just read between the lines and use the imagination right there. But if you watched up to this point, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time.